much for joining us. And look, obviously our thoughts are with the people of Texas following today's horrific incident, details of which are still unfolding as I... Statues of whom will inevitably one day be erected and later taken down amid a storm of controversy. Now, the news surrounding Trump this week was dominated by the...
Huge developments unfolding in Washington this hour after special counsel unveiled the first charges in his investigation into Russian interference in the American election.
Yes, it's finally happening. The first charges in the ongoing scandal that we've been calling Stupid Watergate. A story that, like Watergate, could well end up toppling democracy, but only because one of these idiots slipped on a banana peel, yelled something stupid like, uh-oh, spaghetti-o, and accidentally knocked democracy over. And it is worth looking at Monday's charges one at a time, because they're absolutely incredible. And let's start with Paul Manafort, former Trump campaign chairman, and his business partner, Rick Gates, because the rap sheet against them is impressive.
The 31-page indictment charges that over at least 10 years, the two men set up a scheme to hide tens of millions of dollars in income they received from a pro-Russian Ukrainian political party. Prosecutors allege the scheme involved hiding that foreign work, funneling more than $75 million through unreported foreign bank accounts, laundering tens of millions of dollars, and lying to the IRS and to the Justice Department.
Wow, that is a lot of charges. And Trump must be furious with them, not so much for the part where they allegedly lied to the government, but for where they pretended to have less money than they did. Because I'm pretty sure that that violates the tenets of whatever sticky back issue of Fuckable Yachts magazine that Trump considers his code of ethics. And while they deny all charges, the details here are damning, because according to the prosecutors, not all the money was squirreled away in shell companies and overseas bank accounts. Some of it was used to go shopping.
According to the indictment, Manafort used the money to, quote, enjoy a lavish lifestyle, spending nearly $1 million on antique rugs and more than $1.3 million on fancy clothes.
Over $2 million on rugs and clothes. Now, I can't speak to the quality of his rugs, but how the fuck is this guy spending that much on clothing? He looks like he bought all the suits that he was going to wear for the rest of his life on one day in 1982 with a cashier's check for $900. And when journalists tried to find out where he got his clothes from and called a number of high-end boutiques, they got either denials or no comments from Canali, Isia, House of Bijan, Zegna and Brioni, which is a little surprising because what brand would not want as its public face? A man who looks like an extra from a direct-to-DVD mobster movie who fell asleep in a tanning bed. But if I may quote the TSA agent assigned to inspect Mariah Carey's carry-on, let's set aside the $1.3 million in clothes for just a minute, and let's ask the question that Trump asks himself every moment of every day. How does Donald Trump fit into this? Well, to hear him tell it, he doesn't.
The president revealed his thoughts in two tweets, quote, sorry, but this is years ago before Paul Manafort was part of the Trump campaign. But why aren't Crooked Hillary and the Dems the focus? Adding, also, there is no collusion, writing that last but in all capital letters.
Wow, all capital letters. I haven't seen such a forceful denial since every men's clothing store in 2 major American cities denied supplying Manafort with a closet full of boxy, off-the-rack jackets from the Dad's Open Casket Funeral collection. And if you think about Trump's defense here, which he definitely hasn't, it's actually pretty strange, because he's essentially saying Manafort had already done all this stuff at the time that I, Donald Trump, decided to hire him as my campaign manager. Which means one of two things. Either Trump did a background check, discovered his suspicious activity and didn't care, or he didn't so much as Google Manafort before hiring him, because everybody knows that Manafort is dodgy. He has represented the interests of strongmen and dictators around the world, including Ferdinand Marcos, Mobutu, Viktor Yanukovych, and Russian oligarch Oleg Deripaska, the last two of whom had close ties to Putin. In fact, it's